Coming up, learn the journey, the challenges, and rules of success from some of our previous trailblazing fathers.
I believe in the creation of intergenerational wealth.
So being now, a dad, you got married so early, like at 19, you said? Wow.
It changed my life. It changed my life a whole lot.
And so I said to Nas, how do you know that I don't have a girlfriend already? And she said, oh, that's easy. She said, every night I call her in the wee hour, you always answer.
Oh, I've done an awful job of creating balance. Unfortunately, the gene pool is a little bit too deep.
So I sold everything and went to my wife and said, and she said to me, all right, no problem. She will back me. Just leave the house.
Stay tuned.
Some of our most prominent producer them in the industry tell Tony that he could not bust a female artist because
failing is one thing. Failing publicly is a very hard thing. My father always said he was growing a prime minister.
And I said I was holding my mouth, the lies were going, and I sat and I saw women on the TV just lying bluntly, just like that.
Release the all media survey, and when you look at the name Ron Mushet, 0, 0. And then they send back to say that they apologize. The lady up there never put in the number.
Seriously?
In terms of help like house cleaning.
Yeah, my mom was a helper back then and stuff. To be honest, I was just excited, to play for West Indies.
I did it. I made my move into entrepreneurship at 40.
What, last comments would you want to share with
you? You have your core values, you do the right things, it'll fall in place for you.
I think that, generally speaking, within the region, we have to do more to create individual and collective wealth so that we can improve the living standards of our people.
I definitely agree with that. And I mean, those tenets and those values, you've actually even passed on to your own children. So I actually agree that that is quite cool.
Well, yes. So I believe in the creation of intergenerational wealth. And I can even use myself as an example. So for about 30 years, I would have amassed a significant amount of wealth and would have literally transferred a significant portion to 2 of my sons. And the reason for that is to give them an early start. Now that they have the energy and obviously they have the competence, to give them a leg up so that they can build on what I've given them, and also to establish that culture within my family in which each generation will assist the succeeding generation. One of the problems that we have within the Caribbean, it's a cultural problem, is that we hold everything that we own until we become old and would have passed. And it's only after we would have passed that we would have left or bequeathed whatever assets to our offspring or to the beneficiaries. By then, you find that the beneficiaries could be in their 60s, 70s, and do not have the type of energy in order to build on that wealth that was bequeathed to them. Yes. So invariably, they will just diminish those assets, and then they succeeding generations, they have to roll up their sleeves and start over. Exactly. So I would like to see a more magnanimous culture in which we help our children to help themselves, to build wealth, to build intergenerational wealth. And again, as I said, I'm not dominated by money. I mean, I do not consume much. And as I say, the love of money is the issue here that creates problems. They say the love of money is the root of all evil. So we're not promoting the love of money. What we're saying here, money is important because the same Bible says that money answereth all things. So we have to understand the need to create individual and collective wealth, and for us to help each other to create that wealth. I mean, all of us as Black people emanated out of abject poverty. That's the reality of it, coming out of slavery and colonialism. That should not continue, and it's going to take increased consciousness and individual and collective effort to change that. And obviously, we have to be a little more magnanimous as well, and to help each other, especially our offspring, to develop some level of wealth. And intergenerational wealth doesn't mean that it has to be millions of dollars. It could be sufficient money in which you could buy a home, educate yourself. So I don't want anyone to think that I'm saying that each citizen within the Caribbean, each resident should be a millionaire. That is not the argument here. It's about developing sufficient wealth so you can make succeeding generations comfortable.
Definitely. I certainly agree with that. It's very important to have that generational wealth. And we are happy that you are living that. And we're happy that you're sharing that word of advice to all of our viewers. So being now, a dad, you got married so early, like at 19, you said? Wow. So like being a dad to big daughters, 2 daughters, what has that been like? And then being a part of the hectic music industry world as well.
It changed my life. It changed my life a whole lot. When the first girl born, I actually stopped doing road, like late nights, concerts and stuff. I actually came home earlier, just to at least hold her before she. Well, sometimes she's sleeping and I wake her up just for her to look at me and then bring her back to sleep. But at the end of the day, it changed me, and actually brought me closer to my purpose. In the sense of, even if I was not accepting who I am, I had to accept something because I have to. There's many persons in life that are doing many different things, but I would have to pick and choose because I wasn't getting younger. So I would have to rely on what it is that is giving me that strength and giving me that finances easier. And I would say that is my purpose because it comes naturally. So they help to change my life, make me work harder, let me have a little bit more ambition. They would have made me become a better person, and help me to more look at the younger generation too, to see how I can be impactful to them, how I can, be more important. Because sometimes in our world, if you look at it from the social media perspective and even the internet, there's not a lot of things that is guiding our kids into the right direction. Everything that is bad, everything that can make a child go bad. Especially even when you have the girls' schools and you have some girls who are abusing other girls in the high schools and, bringing them into a position as even lesbianism and so forth. If you even go online and try to research if your feelings is okay or if it's right, and what it is saying on Google, it's perfectly fine. It is okay to feel that way. So everything is leading you. Even the teaching our 5 and 7 year old that it doesn't make a difference if you have a penis or a vagina. You can choose what you are. You're not a male or a female. You can be anything you want to be. And I believe that we're living in a world now that is contradicting what our Y chromosomes or these things that determine what we are, the voices that we have, the masculinity that we have, the femininity that we have, and men is trying to do. So I believe that they made me look on how to protect them and how to fight for other young persons who may be going in a direction that the world is trying to bring them in. And that they did a lot for me.
Awesome. Grandfather had his legacy and you continued that business. Talk to us about what the experience was like for you growing up.
Well, I grew up in what I refer to nowadays as a baker family. I didn't see much of my father because the only thing he knew how to do was work. We saw him on the weekends. We saw Dad on the weekends, not until the afternoons on Saturday, because he would always go to the plant on Saturday. Even long after he wasn't involved in the plant, I don't think he could stop going down the 45 halfway tree road.
Your father worked very hard, but unfortunately you only saw him maybe once a week. Did that in any way impact you growing up, not having him around visibly?
No. I think we understood. I grew up in a wonderful, very strong household. And you don't realize that you really didn't have him around a lot because there were other things going on. My grandparents were still alive, grandfather, grandmother, and my mother's mother, who came to live in Jamaica for a while. She was there, had a whole bunch of family around. So it was I think the word today is a support system.
Yes.
But it was an unspoken thing. So you didn't say, oh, well, hi, I'm your support system.
Yeah.
It was just you as a child. What would you know? You took it for granted, and you were blessed without knowing you were blessed. So it was okay. It was a good time. But he always, we'd get a week in go to Ocheros those days for a week during the summer holidays. A big deal. I had a grand aunt who lived in Mandeville, so that was a big deal, going up to Mandeville for a couple of weeks in the summer. And those are great memories,
So having that experience though, do you think it impacted you as a businessman? Did you embody some of those traits in your family life where you probably spent most of your time at work? Or did you try to create more balance in your life?
Oh, I've done an awful job of creating balance. Unfortunately, the gene pool is a little bit too deep. And I enjoy my work. That's the other thing. I look forward to going to work. I look forward to going to work tomorrow for a lot of reasons. One, and probably most importantly, you have a reason to go to work. That is to get the business rolling. But because of the great fortune I've had to have wonderful people to work with over the years, I actually look forward to going to work. It's not, sometimes you just don't feel like it. If I don't feel like it, I have a temperature.
Awesome.
Right? Or there's something wrong with me. So someone might say, well, wait a minute, he has no life. And what are you doing here, Butch? You have no life. Well, maybe this is our life.
Yes.
It's just our life.
You are also a very supportive husband. So Natasha, she spoke so glowingly about you in her interview. But the fact that you have a lot of times even taken a back seat to push Natasha into her purpose as well and let her shine. Why is that so important?
One day I was there because I always tell God that if you bless me with a wife, I will always be faithful to her, I will always be kind to her or whatever. Because to be honest, when I was growing up, I was shy. And every time I was, trying to go and, ladies would say, hey, Jamar, you're just a good guy, I don't want you. And so in 2012, when I was talking to Nas, we were talking as a friend, and so I said to Nas, how do you know that I don't have a girlfriend already? And she said, oh, that's easy. She said, every night I call her in the wee hour, you always answer. And she said, if you had a girlfriend, you'd always give me an excuse why you could not answer the phone. And she said, majority of the time, we are always on the phone. So she said, you could not have a girlfriend and be always on the phone. And so when I got married, there's a scripture that Peter talks about. He said, if you married and you treat your wife poorly, then God will never bless you. God will never bless you, and your prayers will never answer. And so, because I always want to break poverty in my life, I want to always do well. I say, if I married someone, then I always have to treat her right and love her. And so I really, really love Nas because she's a gem to me. But one day I was speaking and I realized Nas has a powerful story. And I said, babes, you need to run up your story and things. And she was like, no. And so one, I don't remember which birthday she had. And so I said, babe, I'm going to write something for you because I can write for you. I can take your experience and write something for you. Yes. And so I write her experience. And I said, babes, proofread it and edit it. And that was the history. And so majority of the time I just come back because people were booking Nas. And I say, you know what, probably Nas should be the face of mindful. And so what I used to do, I just call Nas and say, babes, come, you have a presentation. This is what you need to say. This is how you need to say. You start off with your story. You're going to give the principle. And so whatever experience that Nas had, I could write something for her and put it out there. And so over a period, Nas picking up speed and momentum. And so guess what? I just take a back seat and I allow her to be the face of Mindful. She run the day-to-day activity of Mindful. She oversee the finance of Mindful, and so I'm okay with that. I know my purpose. Probably she's supposed to be the one to be the forerunner. Who knows? I don't know, but that is what I'm here to support my wife. Whatever it is that she's called to do, I'm here for her 100%. And guess what? NASA stick with me through Mindful for the vision. I remember when I lost my job, she said to me, babes, you should never work again. And I said, no, babes, this is not fair, because at the time we had a young baby. And she said, no, she said, you need to focus on Mindful. And my wife, she was the one who paying the car note. She was the one paying the rent. She was the one paying the light. And so now Mindful, I don't even take a salary from Mindful. I allow my wife to take all the salary, whatever my wife wants. If she wants one of the most expensive Movado watch, I say, babes, if you want it, you can have it. The only thing that she doesn't get as yet, she said, babes, I want a Mercedes Benz. But I said, babes, we're not that here when we are here. But I ensure that I step back. We are fulfilling our purpose.
Yes.
But I think she has such a powerful message or story, and our story needs to reach a wider audience. So we are in it together, but I push her forward.
That is amazing and very touching, and I'm sure our viewers are looking on and be like, wow, so inspiring.
In the case of Proven, where I said, listen, I will leave NCB and leave my big job and my big salary and take a pay cut, which when I left NCB capital markets, I took a 75% pay cut. 75%. I went from driving a beautiful black X5 to driving a Tida, a second-hand Tida. So I sold everything and went to my wife and said, and she said to me, all right, no problem, she will back me, just leave the house. So as long as I didn't touch the house, you know, she was like, she said, you can sell everything else, right? But just leave my house. As long as I know that my house is safe, you can do whatever you want. I sold every car, everything, every painting, everything that I acquired while I was CEO of capital markets, and used that and my competence and partnered with Bunting to start Proven.
Still are though, because I mean, I never knew that story, and I'm sure my viewers watching did not know that story. You clearly are a big risk taker. How important is taking?
No, it's calculated. It's calculated risk. It's calculated, right? It's important to listen to your loved ones. I didn't make the move to Proven unilaterally. I sat with my friends, close friends, walked them through the business plan, you know, etc., and got their sign off. Obviously sat with my family, my wife and my mother and my siblings, and walked them through the business plan. Some said, no, stay, because I'm CEO of NCB Capital Markets. Some say, you're good, you're rich, you don't need nothing more. What the hell do you? You understand? And, you know, some say, boy, good, try it, you know, and you weigh all the answers. And I even went as far as to speak to my boss at the time, Patrick Hilton. I mean, that's how, you know, solid and comfortable you must be in your competence. So I sat down with Patrick and said, boy, Patrick, I have this thing, and, you know, Bunting and I looking to team up. What do you think? And, you know, Patrick is a great person. I mean, I'm sure you would have come across him as well. Yes. I mean, he sat down with me, walked through the business plan with me, and eventually said, boy, no, don't do it. He said, no, stay at NCB. So no, but you know, don't, you know, it's not just jump and do the thing. Do your research, do the business plan, thrash it out, talk to people, get comfortable. People want to help you. People want to help you. This is Jamaica. Jamaica people, you know, them really want to see you bust, you know? And as you say, you watch me and you're proud. You know, people, so you sit down with them, and those that you know have your back, those that care about you. Sit down with them and discuss the risks before you jump off and take it. And listen to them. If them say, one of the advice that I'd gotten was wait. One of the advice was, yes, do it, but wait. Don't do it yet. And I waited 2 years. 2 years. And the business plan was set, bunting was in, money was ready, and we said, no, we're waiting 2 years.
Hey everyone, I am Jamar Michaela, television presenter, producer, and communication specialist, and of course producer and host of the Trailblazer series. I'm inviting you to join the family. All you have to do is just hit that notification bell, click the subscribe button below, and then join us weekly for inspirational episodes that will lift your spirits and give you that motivation and drive to keep blazing your trail.